I just started recording.
Is budget rental the very best?
So what you're saying is look at the studies that were given as examples and then just tweak it?
Oh, the one that we started with?
Oh, no, just anything.
We've just got to come up with what we figure is a hypothesis, something being more than another.
Right. I don't think we'll do that one. That one's nuclear reactors.
Okay, you know what we could do? You know what we could do?
What?
If we want to do something online, we could, of course, it won't be grocery stores, but I was just saying if you want to do online shopping, we could, I guess, compare, if you don't want to do Costco and Walmart, I guess we could do Costco and Walmart online. But how would we randomly select the items that we're going to compare? Or what about, is online cheaper than in the store?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
We could do Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Yeah. So we
I
can,
think so.
Yeah,
so,
I like that one.
so we can compare, is buying online cheaper? Isn't that the claim they make?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, so if we took a Walmart and said, is buying online cheaper at Walmart, online cheaper than buying in the store?
Right.
But okay, now the tricky part is that we all would have different stores. So our prices in Utah are going to be probably different than Washington and Arizona. So we're back to kind of the issue with.
Well, we won't all four have to do it. Just two of us, really.
So here's the one on the chocolate candy bar, the study that did the whole net weight thing. It says it states that the net weight is 87.75 grams. Due to the natural variability in the manufacturing process, the chocolate bars do not all weigh exactly 87.75 grams. In fact, the distribution of weights is approximately normal with a mean of 90 grams and a standard deviation of 0.75. Anyway, so I mean, we could compare the weight, like you said, of M&Ms.
Yeah.
We just need to land on one.
Yeah.
What about maybe we should do a comparison? Is there a difference in prices? Does Walmart have all the same prices in all their stores? So then it wouldn't matter if we had different stores. So if we wanted
That's what we were doing with Costco. We've looped back around. That's what we were doing with Costco, was comparing the prices at Costco at our different Costcos.
But what if we just do the
that's right. That's
the 3 states?
What's the point? Because I wouldn't run to Arizona or
Yeah.
Right. That's right. That is looping around.
Well, the point, there doesn't have to be a point.
Okay, let's start answering maybe questions if we just say, is online shopping cheaper than buying it in the live store?
Okay.
Because we're dealing with having to get information off the internet instead of running to 2 different stores.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound better?
Yeah. So then you're doing, so let's see, I need to write this up differently now again, right?
Right.
Okay, so we're changing it to See, on step number 2, how it says everyone writes up and submits their collect the data document, it's because we all need to collect the data.
Oh, does that say that?
That's how I look at that. Number step 2. Okay, so design the study. So the one I did have was we were trying to determine if similar items at Costco's in different locations are priced the same. So we're not doing that now. We're trying to determine if similar items at Walmart or no.
How are we going to random sample it? Because, I mean, if we don't want to change it and just stick with everyone's own Costco and everyone doing it, if we go through the questions.
Well, isn't it a random sample if you come up? Well, I don't think you can do a random sample with
You can't. It wouldn't be a random sample. It would be I think I put down a stratified. Is that right? I put stratified, but then I have question marks because I didn't know for sure. Because, okay, so stratified sampling is subjects are in groups according to similarity of some characteristics, like age, income, political party, something like that. Specifically, take a simple random sample from each group.
Well,
So
that's the same thing. You know, your 2 different kinds of Walmarts would be stratified.
Stratified, yeah. Because the other ones are systematic, and that's the one where you do every K, you know, every 5 or whatever.
Fourth, or yeah.
Right. And then simple random is computer generated, or you draw from a hat. And then cluster sampling or subjects are put into groups that hopefully represent the population. So you randomly select one or more group and sample everybody in that group. So would it be cluster sampling or stratified?
Well, because we wouldn't be able to, well.
Subjects, which could be.
I thought cluster because we'd have to use, but the fact we're not using them in every group, I mean, we're not getting every grocery item.
That's true. Probably would be cluster.
And that's what I've always kind of had, like, stratified and cluster to me are very similar.
Okay, clusters like if you wanted to, you're just in the library and you start interviewing everyone that comes in and out of the door because it was just close to you, so you're hoping to get a good reading from it, but really you're going by convenience because you're in the library.
No, I think, isn't that still random sampling? Because I thought cluster was when you put them into groups, like if you're interviewing people, you'll do like a kid group, maybe a middle age.
That's stratified.
That one is?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Stratified is different. I remember in just some of my math questions, they just mentioned that you're not getting a good, you might have a bias because you're only interviewing people in the library, but that's where you're at.
I see.
One of them's like that because, you know, it was convenient. You know, you couldn't do it on a computer. But so stratified is different groups. So would we say if we're doing different Walmarts, is that stratified? The online would all be the same. But how would we word that?
You mean that one? How would we word the Walmart one?
Yeah.
We're trying to determine if it is less expensive to buy online, like Walmart online.
I'm just saying, how would we do the sample for that? I mean, how would we go online on Walmart and see, okay, we're going to do every 10th item on their list, starting with?
No, we'd have to come up with
No.
specific items.
Yeah. Would have to do like Huggies diapers size 3 or like.
No, we wouldn't, because that's what he did with the books. He says he started with the 5th book, and then he went every 10, and then he went to online, and he compared those specific books. So he wasn't doing random for both places. He was just doing for the first one.
So it was his first one his second one was dependent on his first one.
Right, because it's paired.
Yeah.
It's dependent.
Oh.
But our first one would be random. We're going to come up with these random items.
No, because we're pairing. So we're doing a dependent pairing, because we're comparing article to article.
Yes, but the first one doesn't have to be.
Right. But in this assignment, we have to say, how are we going to find that first item that you're talking about, Pam? How are we going to, and that's when I came up with, I'm starting with the first aisle, and just the first one on the outside of the aisle. Then I go to this next aisle, and I pick the first one on the next. He wants to know specifically how we're going to come up with that first group that we're going to compare. Just like
I see what you're saying.
he started with the 5th book, and then just went every 10 or whatever, and then he took those 30 books and he went to.
Okay, well, tell me this though. What if they don't have that item online to sell?
That's why I was saying if we did 40.
Then we should be able to come up with 30.
So we might have to do 50, and then we'll for sure come up with 30.
Okay.
It explained. We could say we're going to do 15 each or 20 each, and then for sure we'd come up with at least 30 that would match, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if we did 15 each, that would be 60.
Yeah, so I would think that, but then we've got to come up with a random way we're going to come up with a thing that we're going to compare. So,
okay.
How about just one random item in each department?
Well, we'd maybe say the first one that came up on the list online.
Which one do you want the set group? Do you want it to be online or do you want it to be in the store? I think it'd be easier to do it in the store.
The issue is that we're saying that we think the online is cheaper, so that's why I think that one has to be first. Doesn't it?
I don't think so. I don't think it matters.
Well, yeah, if it doesn't matter. But so again, every store, the thing is that it's going to be even for us is that we would go on to the online and we're going to have the same list. All 4 of us will have the same list. So if we say every 5th item or every whatever.
Not necessarily, because all Walmarts are set up differently.
Online? I thought the online was all same.
No, I thought we were using the store as the first.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we use the store as the first, all our Walmarts are set up different, so it's going to be hard to have this sample that's the same for all of us. But if we all use the online first, and we can say we're just going to we're going to start with the 5th item or the 10th item online for sale, and we're going to go every 20 or every, and then come up with our.
Let me see if we can do that. Problem with that though is will we all get different things or will we all get the same thing? And if we all get the same thing,
no, if we did, let's say we did 60 altogether, and then you take the first 20, I take the second 20, and then we go to our stores and compare. What about that?
Right. Yeah, there's no way to do that because they have featured products and then you have to pick the department.
Okay, could we do the first 3 in each department? How many departments are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 7 times 4, so
28?
Yeah. So there's 28 departments.
So if we were to pick start with the first item and then pick the 10th item. You know, let's just say.
Okay, do you know what we could do? Is because there's 4 rows, okay, with 7 departments in each row. We can each take a row and just pick the first item in each when you open it up. So like, let's say I take row 1. I don't know if any of you guys are on Walmart.com, but if I take row 1 and there's electronics, the first one in my row, and so I click on electronics, and the first thing that comes up, let me see, is a ASUS Silver 10.0. Anyway, it's like an iPad for $249. So I could take that, write it down, and then go into Walmart and see how much it is compared to their online. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right. We just got to come up with a system so we can say we're using a systematic approach for it to be random.
Right. But the problem we're going to find is like some things will say online only, like sold online only. So I think when we click on it, we need to make sure that it doesn't say.
So we can put that in the instructions. Just say, if it says online, we go to the next one.
Right. We pick the first item that is available in stores or something like that. Or like is available in my store.
Right.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to find something that we can answer these questions. That's when I was going through it after, I hung up. We just got to come up with, okay, quantitative, and that this is how we're going to, describe what's the population.
So let's just start with number 1 then. So we were trying to determine what are we trying to determine? The online shopping
is cheaper than going directly to the store.
Online shopping at Walmart is cheaper than going to their store.
Correct.
Store locally. Is that? We're trying to determine if online shopping at Walmart is cheaper than going to their store locally. Does that sound right? Or would you guys reword it differently?
No, that sounds good to me.
It's online shopping.
So what is the population we're studying? Walmart.
The question should be online. Okay, our hypothesis will be online shopping is cheaper. Won't that be our hypothesis?
Yeah, which would be is less than.
Okay, but then that would be the greater or less, so it wouldn't be different. We've got to figure out if we want greater or less, or if it's the same.
Well, it would be less because we said cheaper.
So we're not doing, so the Costco was the same, or if it was cheaper, like the bookstore. Okay. But okay.
So number 2, the population that we're studying is Walmart products. Is that what we're saying? Walmart products?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your experimental unit? In other words, what is the smallest entity from which you are collecting a single piece of data to be used for analysis? Again, isn't that just Walmart products?
No, your small unit would be a specific product.
Okay, when he did it when we reviewed this, I remember the 2 in the row, it was populations, and he put BYU, Idaho students, and then the second one was BYU, Idaho students.
So it would be the same.
Okay, now, does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, so number 4, what is your response variable? I don't get this. Okay, tell me if I'm like clueless. Well, I know I am. But I had to look up response variable. Like, how do I know what the response variable is?
And I wrote down that answer. Now, to get to it, I'm going to see if I can get to my thing and get back to you. So if you don't, call me back.
Okay.
But I wrote it down.
Isn't the response variable the difference in the prices?
Okay, so this is what he said. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically the first question is, whatever question it is, the population was the second question we talked about. Okay. Okay, so the price of each grocery item from Costco and from Walmart is what I wrote. So he put the price of each book is what he wrote. The price of each,
Is that for number 3, the experimental unit? So it's the price?
it's the one right above quantitative.
Your response variable.
Oh,
Yeah.
the response
So
variable.
we're talking about the response variable. Is that the one we're on?
Yeah, number 4.
Okay, so what he wrote was the price of each book from BYU, Idaho, and from Amazon. So that's what he put for the response variable. So how would you word that for our situation?
Okay, so the price of each product from
Walmart online and Walmart in store.
Yep. So the price of each product from Walmart online and Walmart in store.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
I don't want to be leading anyone astray.
And our response variable is on it.
Quantitative. Is that what you're at?
Yeah.
It's quantitative because we're comparing prices.
Right. Okay, so number 6, what statistical method are we going to use for the study? So it's 2 samples paired dependent or 2 samples independent? It's 2 samples
It's dependent.
paired.
It's
Right.
dependent, right?
Right. So 2 samples paired dependent. Because
what we get in the store depends on what we get online.
Right. We're comparing the same thing. It's one group and 2 samples.
Right.
So one group, 2 samples is paired. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so then our hypothesis would be it's mu p, right? Not mu d, because we're not, or is it? Because we're not looking to see if they're, because wasn't that what he was doing with the book? Wasn't he comparing to see which one was cheaper?
They're both dependent, so don't you use the D, UD?
Well, it depends on if we're looking to see if there's a difference, you use D. If we're talking about just using the hypothesis that online is cheaper, so online is less than...
Online is equal, oh no, at the store, well, no.
Oh.
But would we not use D because we are going after the differences?
Well, that's what I was thinking, because that's what he put on his for the book. But now I'm confused because we're making the claim that online
is less than.
Is less than. So HO is all. Oh wait.
And all he was doing, his question was, is BYU books the same price as Amazon? Wasn't that what he was doing?
So he was doing the equal or not equal. We're doing the less than. So we're not doing what he was doing.
Right. I'm just saying, I guess we could, except for our hypothesis is that we're saying one's cheaper. So yeah, we can't do the same one he did.
So we're doing HO is equal to 0, right?
Yeah. And then
And then the HA is less than 0.
Or wait.
Is it 0?
Were we doing the less than first, though? Isn't that our hypothesis?
Yeah. Oh, no,
That would,
No, hypothesis is always equal.
that's right.
okay.
The alternative hypothesis is the less than, greater
The less
than, or different.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so do we have our question wrong?
What do you mean?
We could maybe say shopping at Walmart is the same in-store or online, and then the alternative could be that we think that online is cheaper. I don't know.
That's two separate things, though.
Yeah. I think we're okay with what she wrote, the question. If it's wrong, he will tell us.
Right, that's the whole point of doing this, is we can't start at the bottom of the page. It says we can't start until we all sign saying we won't start our stuff until he says yes or no.
Well, I thought that was only if you were using people.
No, it's all of our tests needs to be approved. That's why this is due Mondays, because we need to have it approved by him.
Think about all those people that don't get on and watch that little thing, and we don't have a reminder that this is due this week.
Gosh.
That would be horrible.
I've been, Jovi's been texting me, and he just said the two have not answered his text or his email, and so I think he's frustrated.
I think he picked us because he sees us on there every week.
Yeah.
With him.
So if you're in a group that doesn't check anything till last minute, you can see just how hard it's been for us, and we're on top of it. Okay, so when the next question, if you got that, because I can't see what you're doing. The next question has to do with, isn't it how we're going to randomly select? Isn't this the part, or is it?
Wait. So I have HO equals 0 and HA is less than 0. Is that right? For number 7?
Correct.
I just was gonna look it up real quick, but because we're matched pairs dependent, right? So we have a paired data.
So the big question that I still have a question on is, okay, the population is the Walmarts, but the the sample population is, do we need to say pre-selected stores of Walmart, or do we need to?
Okay, do you know what it says for a paired data? We need HO is the mean with the little d equals 0.
Right.
And then the HA is the mean with the little d, the difference is not equal to 0, less than, or greater than. Because since it's the difference, we're comparing the difference between the two. So, do you know what I'm saying?
And that's what he did for the books. You know how he was comparing books from BYU, Idaho, and...
That's what I've thought all along, is that it needed to be the D.
So it's UD equals 0. Okay. And then the UD is less than 0. Okay.
Well, okay, so can we put less than then?
Yeah, because we're talking about cheaper.
Okay, so we don't have to do not equal.
Right.
Paired. Okay. Okay, perfect.
Okay, design the sample. Which sampling method will your group use? Systematic, cluster, etc. Okay. So this is where we need to figure out. Please review the different data collection methods. Please note that true random samples can be difficult and another method may be easier to obtain. If you do choose random sample, please describe in detail how you will pick and ensure the experimental units are selected randomly.
So we're doing systematic, right?
Right, that's what we're trying to do.
Okay. So on the website on Walmart, they have the 4 rows, okay?
So when I'm looking at the Walmart thing, where do you see the 4 rows? All I see is all departments.
Okay, so I'm on Walmart.com, and it says, let's see, where is it? So if you scroll down, so it says featured product, and you scroll down below that.
Okay.
It says save big in every department.
Okay.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
And I think as long as you describe that, at least to us, but I think that's what the second question of this is. After we decide it's systematic, you've got to describe specifically how we're going to make it systematic.
Right. And so since there's 7 in each row, if we each pick 2 from each department, that would give us 14 from each of us. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To compare. So in each department, we need to pick 2.
Do you want to do that by random as well, like every second one or every third one?
Yeah, we could say, we could systematically say we're starting with the second one, and well, since we're not going since we're only doing 2 from each department, I don't know that we have to say every 10, but I mean, it's systematic. If we just say the first and last in the department, or if we just said the first 2 in the department.
Yeah, so it says describe in detail how your group will collect data using the sampling method stated in the question 8. Also, what sample sizes are you planning to obtain per population? This section should have enough detail that a reasonably intelligent person that has never taken a statistics course would replicate your study. Okay. So, how are we going to do it then, ladies? So,
are you on number 8? Or are you on looking at a different
9.
paper?
So number 8,
okay.
you just put systematic.
Sorry.
You just write down what kind you're doing.
Okay.
And then number 9, you describe how you're going to do it that way. So we are going to...
Okay, so I think in the first one, I think he put maybe that he was going, it was a random or systematic at selecting 30 items from, I don't know if he said BYU. So I don't know if you have to go that much detail. Does it look like you have to? I'm not looking at it. Is systematic enough?
I'm typing something up real quick. I'll type it up and you guys tell me how to tweak it.
Going through that audio, that video again, that was painful. It took him like 3 minutes to first even get to the page. Remember?
Yeah.
And then, when he couldn't, and we had to keep saying, we can't hear you, and can you lower the page? And
now, when you're talking about these departments in the 4 roles, are you talking about the ones that say electronics is the first one and that one, bikes is this?
Right.
Okay, well, some of those are not going to be applicable, like gift cards, saving catchers, value bundles, clearance and rollbacks. We probably won't use photos, Father's Day, 321 save.
Well, let's see. You could do... Yeah, gift cards wouldn't. Where is gift cards? I don't see gift cards on here.
It's on the bottom.
On the very bottom. Ew.
Well,
what about the first one and the third one? It looks like all those would be, I think photo would be okay.
Yeah, because photo you could see if it's cheaper online or at the store. Photo would be okay. The gift cards would be the only one that wouldn't. Well, yeah, you could still do savings showcase. The value bundles or the saving catchers. I don't even know what those are. Saving catchers. Yeah, you could do saving catchers.
Yeah, I can see that.
How many items are we trying to get?
Was it 14 each if we do 2 from each department? Right?
So
that would be 28. That would be 56 total. But if we did 50, the reason why we would do 56 because we may not.
Find the item.
Find the
Yeah.
item in the
It's kind of
store.
like not turning in a questionnaire or, a survey.
Right.
You know how they have so many sample and this is how many we really got.
The value bundles. The value bundles you could still do, but price them out separately. Do you know what I mean? So like,
Is that worth it?
I don't know. So like there's a value bundle with a ball and a basketball hoop.
Oh,
So
okay.
you would have to price out the ball and then the basketball hoop and compare the two to this bundle. Do you know what I mean?
But isn't the point is comparing a bundle to a bundle, though? I wonder if we could just skip that one.
Yeah, there's the free grocery pickup too, and then the 321 Save is about their financing programs. So there's
So if we just looked at the rows and took the ones off that were literally not any help, and then we could just do like the first one and the third, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm just barely getting on because my computer's had an issue because, it froze, so.
So there's one on the first row that wouldn't matter. There's one on the second row that wouldn't matter. The third row, all of it can be used. And then there's, did we say 2 on the last row?
Okay, I'm just barely on, so where do I go? So I'm on Walmart.
You just scroll down on Walmart.com. So scroll down and you'll see the different departments.
Okay. So we've got electronics, home, patio, mattress,
Right.
Does it go in that order for all you?
Yeah.
Electronics.
Okay. So let's just say that we divided each. So this is what I have. Each group member will take a row of departments listed online. We then will pick the first 2 items from each department for our sample. So instead of saying that, each group member will take a row of departments listed online, we could say we divided up the departments online.
Make something.
Each group member.
Oh, okay.
But how are we going to do
Order something decent.
Okay, what if we just said, we've got to avoid the gift cards.
Right. That's why I'm saying we each needed to. We divided up the departments listed online. Let's see. We each took, how many departments would we each need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's enough for each of us to do 6. Does someone want to double check that while I type this?
Oh. You mean?
Okay, so
if we each take 6 departments.
Yeah, that'd work.
6 departments.
11, 12, 13, 14.
I don't know. We might need to do 5.
5?
Because there's I don't know. There's like.
Okay, so which ones are we not counting? So we know we're not counting gift cards. What else? Dad, Father's Day?
Free grocery pickup.
Yeah, the free grocery pickup.
Okay,
the 321 Save.
Okay, so free
grocery. And then the bundles.
And the savings catcher, right?
Well, the savings catcher, I think, is just rollbacks and clearance items. Wait. So we each took. Do you want to just leave it at 5 departments and then we just pick 3 out of each of those departments? Okay, let's each pick. Let's see. We each took 5 departments, different departments. Listed online. We then. That doesn't sound right. How should I word this? Because we each took 5 different departments listed online. We then will pick the first 3 items from each department for our sample. Do you want to do first 3 items?
Okay, now do we need to make sure that it's in store as well?
From each department. that was listed
Okay,
as
for example,
sold
clicked on
in store.
when I clicked on where am I at? Furniture. Oh, mattress, bedroom furniture. It's going to be the first 3 mattresses. So
Right.
I don't know if that's.
That's okay.
Or do you want to, I don't know, do they have different sections within those? Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, I'm looking.
They do, yeah. Well,
Like
and
if they have furniture, then they have like mattresses and kids. Oh, I see. We could say something like, and then we picked a subcategory. Then we chose one item from each subcategory.
Okay, now so I'll tell you, I just clicked on bedroom or furniture. Okay, so I clicked on furniture, and then I clicked on bedroom furniture. So I think we just need to maybe pick the 1st and 5th subcategory. Maybe if we did that.
But we need 3 items from each one.
Okay, starting with the 1st category, every 3rd. I don't know. I mean, for right now, so I'm in bed. So the 1st one would be bed. If I went to the 3rd one, would be dressers, and the 6th one is vanities and vanity stools. I don't know how big the other subcategories are. That's why I don't know. Do we dare go? I mean, there's a lot of categories in furniture. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's 14 categories in bedroom or in furniture, but I don't know if there will be 14 categories in every one.
What about this? We will each choose 5 different departments listed online. We then will pick the first and then every 3rd subcategory after that for items from each department that was listed as sold in store for our sample.
So we're picking 1st, 3rd, and 6th, right? Is that correct?
So we then will pick the first and then every 3rd subcategory after that. And 1 item from each subcategory.
And should we just say the first one of each category?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was then 8.
I need to break out these M&Ms.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, shoot. Wow. Well, we're getting somewhere. That's kind of exciting.
Okay, so this is what I have. We will each choose 5 different departments listed online. We then will pick the first and then every 3rd subcategory after that. Then the first item listed in each subcategory that was listed as sold in store for our sample. We need to probably put if there are no subcategories.
Did you say only 3?
We will choose, every 3. If there are no subcategories, we will choose every 3rd item.
Right, but we're only doing 3 from each category, right?
Right, so we're doing 5 different departments. So we're doing 3 in each one. So each of us will have 15 items.
So 1st, 3rd, and 6th subcategories,
right.
Okay. And then the first item in each of those categories.
Right.
Okay.
So this is what I have. We will each choose 5 different departments listed online. We then will pick the first and then every 3rd subcategory after that. Then the first item listed in each subcategory that was listed as sold in store for our sample. If there are no subcategories, we will choose every 3rd item. Do you guys follow that?
Right.
So do you need to put on the second part the 1st, 3rd, and 6th subcategory so he knows we're not just going to go every 3rd for the whole thing?
Oh, okay. We then will pick the first and then every 3rd subcategory after that. Example.
You can put in parentheses the 1st, 3rd, and 6th.
first, third, and sixth. Okay. First, third, and sixth. Okay. Got it. Are we good on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 10, please review the requirements in the text for your chosen method from step 6 and discuss why your study is in alignment with the requirements.
And he wrote random selection, which is met by step 8 and 9. And then he wrote normality dash do QQ plot of the data. And that's why I was just saying, why can't we do random selection and just say, and we're doing over 30 items?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can. I would think that's what we could say.
Okay, what'd she say? What'd he say at first? Random
selection, which is met by step 8 and 9. Does that really? Is that true? I don't have the thing in front of me.
Yeah, because we're doing random. Yeah, random selection, which is met by step 8 and 9.
And then he wrote normality, do QQ plots of the data.
Normality is based on the quantum. Ooh, this is going to sound like we're smart. Based on the quantum, whatever that theory is. What's
Do we need to put in there that we're doing a dependent, like that the second one is dependent on the first?
I think we already did that, didn't we?
I just didn't know if you needed to put that in the answer for number, whatever we're on, 10.
10.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
All I know,
We listed it up above, but let me go double check. But what is the quantitative? What is it? Quantitative? What is it called?
Quantitative something theory.
I know. I'm looking.
Normality?
Yeah. Was that before the ANOVA? It was.
it's the central limit theorem.
Central limit theorem. That's it. Normality is based on the central limit
Yay!
theorem.
Something. Oh.
Is theorem THEORUM?
I think so.
I think it's THEU. Isn't it?
THEOREM.
Oh, not a U. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Autocorrect. There we go. Okay, so number 10, I have random selection, which is met by step 8 and 9. Normality is based on the central limit theorem. That's good.
Okay, and then the next one was the next two should be no, because we're only doing products. And no, we're not doing a survey.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. So that means we can skip to the end.
Right.
Yeah. Sweet. Hey, but Kim, you were asking about.
It was just talking about when we review the requirements, do we have to put in there that our requirements are met because we're doing the dependent or not? Does that even, I don't even know if I'm...
We already listed that on number 6. It listed all of the different methods, and I highlighted the one that's quantitative 2 samples paired dependent.
Okay.
So that's already mentioned.
Okay, good.
The only question I have is sample population. What did you write for sample population?
Sample population, I put Walmart products. Well, no. So number 2, the population, what population are you studying? Walmart products.
Right.
And what is the experimental unit? I just put Walmart products again, because didn't he put the same thing for 2 and 3?
He did, but...
Okay.
He'll tell us, though, won't he?
What?
He'll tell us when he checks it out.
No, the sample population is, you know how it might be girls, the girls in the United States, and then it's like girls at BYU is the sample. See, and that's why I'm just saying we have made it smaller. The sample population is smaller. And so
well, this doesn't say sample population. It asks what the population is that you're studying.
Oh, okay.
So would it be Walmart online in Walmart stores, but it's the prices of the products, though, not the stores.
So I would think it would just be Walmart products.
Okay,
You know what?
that's what I put.
He can correct us.
Yeah.
Yay for us. I can't believe we've got this far. Yay.
Okay. I think, and we can run through all of this before we end. Okay. So then we skip to which one? 19?
Yeah.
And then it's just product approval. That's it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so are we done? Okay, I'll read through it really quick and then we're done. So I listed our names. I have me down for step 1. And then everyone has to write up and submit their collect the data document. The main writer for describe the data is Kim. The main writer for make inference is Susan. And for take action is Pam. And then we have the main writer for the PowerPoint presentation, but
the issue is that when you click on that, it's like Pam and I are working together because it looks like it's the same thing. Just so I guess
all it is you just have to write up the sentence is all. You guys, Susan and Pam, you guys have the easy one. You just have to write the whether we reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis and then what.
No, I've looked it up. It's a lot longer than that.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I'm just going to put on the PowerPoint all of the group like Kim said. I think we can all work on it together. Everyone fills out a group evaluation and submits it. Okay, so design the study. So number 1, I have we're trying to determine if online shopping at Walmart is cheaper than going to their store locally. Number 2, Walmart products. Number 3, Walmart products for the experimental unit and the population that we talked about. What is your response variable? The price of each product from Walmart online and Walmart in-store. Number 5 is your response variable quantitative or categorical? It's quantitative. Number 6, the statistical method we're doing is quantitative 2 samples paired dependent. And then the hypothesis, HO is mu D equals 0 and alternative is mu D less than 0. We're using the systematic sampling method, and to do that we will each choose 5 different departments listed online. We then will pick the first and then every third subcategory after that. Example, first, third, and sixth. Then the first item listed in each subcategory that was listed as sold in store for our sample. If there are no subcategories, we will choose every third item.
Okay, now one more thing you need to add. If it happens to be sold online only, we go to the very next one. However you want to word that.
Well, that's what this sentence, but maybe I need to reword it.
Yeah, you already said that, didn't you?
Yeah, it says, then the first item listed in each subcategory that was listed as sold in store for our sample.
Oh, yeah, I missed that.
Okay. Number 10, make sure we met the requirements. So then we put random selection, which is met by step 8 and 9. Normality is based on the central limit theorem. Will your project involve human subjects? No, and no, we're not doing a survey, and then we're done. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we can divide up the departments later. Let's make sure he passes this off, and then we can go from there. Does that sound all right with everybody?
Yeah. Do we each turn this in?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you want.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
I think you have, yeah, I think we each have to turn in our own copy.
So what you'd need to do is email that to each of us.
Okay.
So we can upload it, because that's how the rest of us are going to get credit, is that he says we will not get credit if it doesn't show that we have uploaded a file.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so I know you're on here. Do you want me to just send them to your Gmails?
That's good for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, let me make sure I have it on here. I mean, I should, because I always ring you up, but I just want to make sure. Okay.
Heck, if I were someone who had to do it by myself, I'd be comparing books at BYU, Idaho, and Amazon. I'm not kidding. But he
That's
said
true.
anyone who's very industrious and just really driven that wants to do it by themselves, they can. I thought,
Yeah, if I just type in your names, it pulls you guys up. So I'll attach this to you guys.
Now, isn't this what is due Monday? I mean, isn't that the impression that this whole thing was due for Monday?
Yeah.
And then we'll go to and that's what's confusing is that you have to specifically go to the group project to see when anything's due. It doesn't give you a reminder this week.
I
Yeah.
know. That's bad.
And I wonder if what's going to happen, if we're going to get an email from him saying, a lot of you didn't know it was due on Monday, and so I'm extending.
Yeah.
But
Well, you know what? We're done, so we're ahead of the game.
right.
Yeah. Hey, Pam, yours is the only one that comes up like a Google Plus thing. It's kind of weird. So let me know if you guys don't get it, because I'm going to send this when we're done right away. Okay?
Did you say did not come up?
Well, no, it did, but yours, like, it just, for them, it's just like, oh, here's their email address, and then yours said you're sending it through Google Plus. And I had to, like, click, I was okay with that, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it'll still get to me.
Okay. Okay, you guys don't want my talk for young women on Sunday. Two things open up right now.
Sure I do.
Yeah,
You guys, I just have to say, we have got the best group. Oh my heck. I'm just,
I agree.
when I see what other people are struggling with, feeling like they have to do it by themselves, and you guys have been so good when we have to switch, and
I know, last minute, thanks to me.
well,
I know,
I've
I
had
got
to,
into your group last minute because the people were responding to each other, but not to me. I wasn't included in any of the emails, and I thought, phooey with this, I'll find another one.
I think you were just blessed, Pam.
I think, I know so.
well, when the one girl dropped, see, I picked you two because I thought, okay, I want someone who isn't 19.
You know, there's a lot that goes by that. I know, I've heard from instructors that they are thrilled with older students. So.
Yeah.
But I'm older than all of you, and I found that because I am, and the class members that know that, don't respond to my discussion board posts or my comments. They just...
You think so?
I know so.
Really?
See, when I respond to the discussion board posts, I always look for someone who doesn't have a response. That's kind of how I pick mine.
That's
I do too. That's what I do. Yeah.
I do too.
But there's no doubt, I mean, I'm sure they'd rather be with younger kids that they can relate with, and obviously why I was picking someone who wasn't 19, because I've been in those groups, and what happens is they don't do the assignments.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, I just sent you guys that. Make sure you got it.
Gee, I don't know if I dare. I mean, I finally had to just close out Gmail. It was just my computer. I've got a client who's 90 that I just found out she's dying.
Oh.
Got to go say goodbye to her.
Oh.
I got
it.
You did get it? Good.
Okay, so, now how do you open it?
Well, just click on the attachment, I think.
Okay, oh, there you go. Okay, now how do I save it? Okay, so it's 6 pages, right?
No, I don't think so. Is it that long? It shouldn't be that long.
Oh,
maybe on your phone it's 6 pages because it's a itty bitty screen.
You know why? You know why? Because it attached the appendix 5. I mean A. Survey draft.
You're right. It is 6 pages. Holy cow.
So that's what I'm just saying. We have to cover all the different. I know last night that's when he says we have to cover. I don't know. That's what I just happened to click on the inference and And anytime, because in the very first thing where it introduces this group project, it has categories you click into, and I clicked on the inference and take action came up both. So again, they weren't two separate ones, and so there were several questions you had to kind of answer, and you have to make sure, was there a formula, and I mean, there's, anyway.
Wow.
Well, it looks like I did not get it. I got an email, but it was through Google and no attachments. So let me
Really?
just do it to the plain email address.
Okay, let me try it again. So compose to John. See, what's your, let me just type in your address because it had you listed under Google Plus connections, and so
I don't know why.
I don't either. So yours is, wasn't it Pam, Grandma something?
It was Mom
Mom.
7
7.
and then GMA
Okay.
14 at Gmail.
So Mom 7, Gma 14.
Correct.
Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I just sent it.
Okay.
Kim, did you get it?
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, so when it comes to saving this, that we have to sign, each group member signs below. I guess, do we just type in our name?
Oh, I didn't even see that. I guess so.
It just says that you are signing, saying you will not collect data until your project has been approved in writing by your instructor in step 19.
Oh, I see, number 18. Yeah, just type in your name on your own paper and that should be good, don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's an electronic signature. I got it, and it is 6 pages.
Yeah. Okay, I
Okay.
just saved mine again then.
Oh, wow. So good.
So are we good?
Yeah.
So we just submit it on that design the study in the group final project, right?
Yeah, I think all you do is, I think you go on, and I didn't understand the dates, because the dates when I looked at the video, they were skiwampus on if you turned it in before or after a certain date. But I think all you have to do is upload it, so so like it says, we've all saved it, so it's just a matter of uploading this and then submitting it.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing it right now. Submit to Dropbox. Well, I hope that worked.
And then it looks like Pam and I will work together, I guess, on the inference and action. Or if, I think even when we meet, if we have questions, because it's all our project, we don't want it to be wrong. I certainly don't want to make it a bad mark on you guys, because I, was wrong.
Well, I think we all still need to work together. It's just who's typing it up or whatever.
Mhm.
I think we all still do it together.
Okay. Fabulous.
So the next one is due July 4th.
Wow. Okay.
So we just need to figure out maybe when we're going to do it.
Which will be, we will be meeting that morning, or Thursday morning. I guess we can do a different time. My issue is I'm having surgery that Friday.
Okay, wait, what Friday you have?
Friday what?
July 1st.
Okay.
So let's meet well, our Thursday meeting is June 30th.
Yeah.
So that's when we'll have to collect the data. So that's when we have to have all of our stuff done and collected, right? So next Thursday, which is the 23rd, we'll divide up the departments and figure out who's doing what. And then when we meet the 30th, that's when we put all of our data together, right?
Yeah.
Now, of course, on Saturday I will be free because it's the same day surgery, you know. So if, for example, let's say it takes too long on Thursday, you know, I'm free Saturday. But, you know, I'm just planning on doing it. Hopefully it won't take too long.
Well, hopefully it doesn't.
Well, if you guys get your data before we meet on the 30th, you could always email it to me so I could start the graphs.
Okay.
Well,
'Cause
we won't because we need to divide up the departments. Unless
Well,
you
no,
want
I mean before the 30th.
Oh, before the 30th.
So
Okay.
after we divide them on the 23rd, then if you guys get your information before the next Thursday.
Yeah, because I will need to, depending on when he approves this, so maybe if we turn ours in first, ours will be the first approved. I'm not opposed to dividing them up. If it's close to our next meeting, fine. But if it's really early, I am trying to get everything done because I'll have hair. I've got people that are trying to get in with their hair before I can't do hair anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could just do it by text too if we need to.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just pulled up the worksheet for collect the data, the next thing that's due. And all we do, like there's 3 questions. It's really short. So then the first question is state your research question. So it's the same thing as what we just submitted. And then number 2 is provide a short summary of what you learned while collecting your data. Describe where and how you collected your data. Was there a situation you had not anticipated? How did you handle it? Use complete sentences and be coherent in your writing. So we could mention, like, was there a situation you had not anticipated? No, because we're anticipating that we're not going to always find everything in the store. So hopefully, us anticipating that, we can still come up with stuff.
Right. We might say, hey, we were shocked that we found everything.
Yeah. So then the last question, or number 3, it says, attach the data you collected. Please include labels and any explanation needed so that it is clear what your data represents.
Okay, sorry, I jumped ahead. I was looking at describe the data. This is collect data, never mind.
Oh, yeah, this is collect the data.
Okay, because on the next one is the one that I'm writing up. It's the one where we need to have graphs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Collect the data we all do together. Now,
Okay.
I don't know if we fill out the work. We'll have to ask them if it's like really separate between all 4 of us, or if we come up with the same answers for each of our worksheets. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think we do, and then one of us just writes it up, is what I've understood. That we do it together, but...
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And I could
everyone.
What, Pam?
I was going to say I could do that because my other assignment is not that much. So I can collect.
Oh. Okay. That sounds great. Okay. Well, is that it, you guys?
I think so.
Okay. Well, you guys have a good rest of the night.
Have a good weekend.
Okay. See
Later.
you.
Bye.